What's up, everyone? Today I'm sharing my top 3 favorite glute exercises right now. Now, there is no dead set 3 movements you have to do to grow your glutes. So it's about what you feel, contractions, aggressive overloading, time under tension, adding in those different ways that you're gonna either stimulate the fast twitch muscle fibers or the slow ones. So alright, you guys, I've had some people ask me how I meal prep some of my proteins, and specifically what are some seasonings that I like to add in. So I'm going to show you a little bit of demonstration on some of the ways I prepare my meat so that it is easier for you to eat protein every single day, enjoying it, and what flavors that you can add in that work for you and your meal plan. So to get started, I just unthawed 2 fillets of wild-caught salmon. I get mine from Costco, whether it's the frozen packets like this, that's actually Kita salmon, or I try and get wild-caught sockeye fresh. It's previously frozen, but it's not frozen when I pick it up at the store. So those are my 2 preferences. You can get fish in a variety of places. There's actually a couple online websites that you can get it from too. And I always recommend going to seafoodwatch.org to check out which fish varieties are either the highest in toxins or the least containing toxins, because we already know today we're exposed to a lot in our environment. You don't want to be eating extra toxins in your food too. So I've got salmon here, and then I have this ground turkey that I get from Trader Joe's. It's 93% lean, 7% fat. So per 4-ounce serving is about 8 grams of fat. And I'm going to be making meatballs out of that because it has been the easiest thing for my husband and I to digest and eat on a regular basis. So I've got the oven preheating at 350 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and I've got my pans pre-foiled. I've got 3 pans out now. And this is the way I cook stuff in the oven. You can also cook things in the air fryer. So I've made turkey patties in the air fryer. I've made salmon fillets in the air fryer. You just spray the bottom of your air fryer and there we go. So you spray the bottom with oil. You don't have to use extra real oil. And then you put the fish, or you put, the protein in the bottom. You have it seasoned already. You spray the top and you plug it in and go. For fish, I normally will air fry it for 390 degrees for about 8 minutes. And when it comes to chicken or turkey, I'll air fry it at 360 degrees for about 20 minutes, depending on what I'm making. So you guys are gonna think I only shop at Trader Joe's and Costco, which isn't true. I do shop at a couple other stores, but I've gone ahead and I put the turkey in a big bowl because it's a lot easier for me to season it that way. And then I have my salmon here. I'm going to go ahead and take care of the salmon first because it's going to be the easiest to do. So a couple different seasonings that I like for my salmon. I have a lemon pepper seasoning that I really enjoy. That's actually an organic lemon pepper seasoning. I forget what website I bought it off of. I've also got this dill that I like to add on. Dill's great on any fish. Lemon pepper's great on any fish. And then coconut aminos is like my tried and true seasoning that you can put on anything really. I put it in the turkey and then also on the salmon. If you aren't dieting, I like to add honey onto my salmon because it does add another flavor, or balsamic vinegar. But if you are doing some type of elimination diet, definitely don't recommend it. So what we're going to do first with the salmon is I'm going to do, let's see, actually, there's a different seasoning I'm going to add called the steak rub, and it's like a garlic, sea salt, black pepper, onion, I believe, and we like using it on a lot of different stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to these. I'm going to add a little bit of dill. And then I'm going to put some coconut aminos on top. And when you're baking fish in the oven, I prefer to cover it. That way it doesn't dry out. So what I'm going to do, since I only have 2 fillets on here, I'm literally just going to fold it over top and tense it. Voila. And I'm going to stick it in the oven. Now, because I've got the oven preheated for the turkey, I'm not going to cook it as long. I'll probably end up throwing it in the air fryer to finish it off. Okay. So now, we're going to go ahead with the turkey. I'm going to add in some Dijon mustard. And this is my secret to getting meatballs to stick together, is adding the mustard and seasonings. It works like every time. And then I like to add this Herbs de Providence from Trader Joe's. It's basically a blend of like rosemary, oregano, sage, basil, marjoram, and thyme. And this one has lavender too. And I just love the combination of rosemary with turkey. And I'm finishing this off. Sad day. And then I'm going to add a little bit of, it's called Everything But the Leftovers by Trader Joe's. It's like a stuffing flavor, but it has like nutritional yeast. Very good too. So you guys might notice I don't add any salt. I do that at the end, either right before I throw it in the oven or after it comes out of the oven. So you gotta mix it all up. Get in there with your hands. And since this has some fat in it, it's a little bit softer, which is why I add in more seasoning. If you're doing 99% lean, you'll need to add in more liquid like the coconut aminos or mustard. Oh my gosh, I didn't add coconut aminos. That's okay. It's gonna taste fine. So as you can see, I use both hands to just knead like 1-inch size meatballs. And then I put them on the pan. Pretty simple. And I will leave these uncovered when I put them in the oven and bake for about 18 minutes has been like my tried and true in this oven, but I always recommend people to watch 18 to 20 minutes depending on your oven at 350 degrees. When it comes to your proteins, you don't want to store them in the fridge for more than 3 days, maybe 4 days. The reason being, the cooked proteins will build up more histamines in them. And histamines are naturally a protein found in the body. But if you build up too many protein or too many histamines, basically it can get clogged in your body. And that's when you can get these types of allergic reactions to foods. And it might not even be an allergy. It's literally like a histamine response because your receptors are too full. So, word from the wise, we learned the hard way that you can't keep proteins for too long. So, it does cause us to meal prep a couple of days during the week instead of 1 day, but I'd rather have that than a health issue come up. We throw it in the oven. So the salmon just got out of the oven, and oh yeah. So I like mine slightly undercooked because I enjoy it a little bit softer and flakier. And you can also eat the skin. So the skin actually has a lot of the healthy fats in it. So I highly recommend that if you enjoy it. And you can top with some lemon if you're not omitting citrus at this time. So you could put a little spritz of lemon juice. Mix it with your carbs or your vegetables and enjoy. Look at those meatballs. Yum. So when you take them out, there's a lot of juice that comes out because of that fat. But as they cool down, you'll be able to just take them right off the pan and store them in your fridge or eat a meal, whichever you decide. So if you want to know what seasonings we have, this is the seasoning drawer. There's a wide variety in here, and they get stuck. There we go, so that you can see them all. As you can tell, I like Trader Joe's, but it gives me a wide variety. This rib rack seasoning is amazing because it's all sugar-free. Black pepper. Most of our stuff is organic. And yeah, spicy, savory, sweet, all the stuffs. First movement, we're working on the hack squat. We're doing reverse hack squats. Very similar to an RDL, but you're going to be pushing your hips and glutes back. You're going to be having some slight bend in your knee, pushing your weight back up. So as you do these movements, you're going to actually feel a stretch at the bottom and at the top, just like you would an RDL. So give these a try. If you've never done them before, I'm going to demonstrate right now. Kickbacks are another one of my top 3 glute exercises right now. I like them for the pump and volume, and most of the time I'm doing 12 to 20 reps per set, and it really just depends on how my workout's going. I usually structure them towards the end of the workout actually, so if you are trying to get that glute pump, if you will, already gotten those heavy compound movements in, it's a great one to add in towards the later half of your workout for hypertrophy. The other thing to note is do watch your feet and where they are trailing as you're kicking back with the cable, because I've seen a lot of women, even myself in the beginning, I would kick back and I'd be kicking out to the side, but really you're trying to target the upper glute here, not necessarily the outer glute that we get when we're doing abductors. So really pay attention to that. That's probably one of the top tips when it comes to doing cable kickbacks. This is what I think is the epitome of any glute exercise, is a hip thrust variation. You can do this on a bench, you can do it on a platform. I usually like to stick with 12 to 16 inches off of the floor, or you use a machine. They all will work as long as you're getting activation of your glute maximus or minimus, depending on your foot placement, depending on how far your foot is from the platform will vary where it targets on your glute or on your hamstring or both. Sometimes your quads take over, so you just have to be mindful of that. And you can do these with both legs or single legs, depending on how you want to program it into your workout.
compound movements like this, where you just add in a little bit of tweaks here and there, that's where you're gonna make the biggest growth and helping your muscles to always be on their toes, essentially.